Hello, everyone, and I hope you've had quite a great time. I'm Hamed, your host at Life by Hamed. Over here, I teach you how to do the IELTS test efficiently and in a good way. So, today I want to talk about how I got the perfect score on my IELTS listening, the score 9. So let's get to it. But before that, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit on that little bell so that you get notifications whenever I upload new content. The first and foremost thing that you guys need to do is to practice. So there's no shortcut to listening. Over here, we're not talking about production. We're actually talking about hearing. So hearing, as you guys may have noticed, is something that you have to gradually improve in. So it's a step-by-step process, something that takes a lot of time. But in this process, there are some steps that you guys can take in order to make everything easier for yourself. So let's get to it. The first thing is to take notes. What do I mean by that? Whenever you listen to something, it's really important for you to take down some notes of the main ideas that you hear in that certain listening. Now, this listening can be a TED Talk, it can be news, it can be something that you like podcasts or anything off of Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anything that you guys find fun. Okay, now the important thing over here is to find some content that you enjoy listening to. In the process of doing these listening and listening to them, it's important for you to understand, to focus on the main ideas introduced in a podcast or a TED Talk, for example. Now, I always tell my students to pay attention to 4 distinct pieces of information. The first one are the verbs. Verbs are really important in any language. The reason is because when you pay attention to the verbs, you actually understand about 80 to 90% of the message of the sentence. So the verb is very important when it gets to any language. Now, to be able to differentiate between all of the different words in a sentence, that is something that takes a lot of practice. But don't forget, in English, we always have the verb happening in the middle of the sentence. So we always have the subject or the person or thing that does something at the beginning of the sentence, and then we have the verb, and then we have the object or the receiver of the action, the person or a thing. Now, it's important for you guys to pay attention to adverbs after verbs. The reason lies in the fact that adverbs can actually change the meaning of a verb. Let's have an example over here. So, for example, if I say, I walk. Okay, so over here, I'm just introducing something very, very normal. I'm talking about my ability to walk. But if I say, I walk fast, what happens to the verb? The verb actually changes over here. Why? Because the meaning of the verb is being deepened. We have more information about the verb using an adverb, basically. And that is why the second thing we want to pay attention to when we are taking down notes are adverbs. So after that, we want to pay attention to adjectives. Why? Because adverbs also change the meanings of adjectives. It's really important to pay attention to different adjectives that you have in a sentence. So, for example, if I say, I see a man, Or if I say I see a tall man, the second one has a greater depth to it. And that is something that you guys need to work on and pay attention to. And lastly, I want to pay attention to nouns. The reason is because nouns don't change. They are what they are. So what you hear and what you have on the test, they're exactly the same thing. They can be mentioned in other ways. They can be paraphrased as well, but the possibilities of paraphrasing a noun are much less in scope than, let's say, for example, a verb or an action that you want to talk about. So these are the 4 things you guys need to pay attention to when you are trying to take down some notes in any listening passage. So I hope that you guys liked this video. Don't forget that you can find a practice on my Telegram channel. So if you're not yet subscribed to that, make sure to find the link down below in the description and go there, find all of the files and start practicing. And once again, don't forget to subscribe to this page and tell everyone who wants to do the IELTS test to join the little community that I've started here. Have fun, have a great life, and do a good IELTS.